gorgeous ones, it is Emma Jane here, your Quantum Akashic Guide. And today I actually want to talk about something that you may not have connected together, and that is abundance as a trigger for emotional eating. So when it comes to the cycles of emotional eating, they all start with a trigger. There's always something that tips us off, that sends us over the edge, that gives us that overwhelming need to eat. Or if it's not emotional eating, that is the thing for you that you do to numb everything. There is always a trigger that's going to set you off to whatever action it is that you take to try and cope. And abundance is one of those things, that's constantly talked about, how we need to manifest our abundance, how we need to show gratitude for our abundance, and primarily it tends to be focused on money. But abundance itself isn't solely about money. Money really is more of the prosperity thing, on how prosperous you are. That's more of a money link. But abundance itself is about having more than enough of what you need. So it could be an abundance of love, it could be an abundance of food, it could be an abundance of possessions, it could be an abundance of knowledge. Whatever you have that's more than you actually need is considered to be abundance. But if we talk about abundance in the way that it tends to be in terms of money and wealth and prosperity, it can be a really, really big trigger, because abundance is so often linked to your self-worth and whether or not you feel that you are worthy of and deserving of having those things that you want, whether you feel that you are worthy and deserving of having the kind of income you want, or the type of house you want, or the kind of possessions that you want, or the body that you want. So much is tied to that concept of what you are worthy of. And our emotional eating, or our emotional risk taking, those emotional things that we do to help us cope, are also linked to our worth. So I wanted you to consider today two things. One is where you are already abundant, that may not necessarily be in terms of money, but where in your life do you have an abundance of something, whether it's food, whether it's family and friends, whether it's love, whether it's certain possessions. What is abundant within your life? And the second question is, why does having abundance scare you? Now, you can journal about this, or you can use the Akashic Records for it. But where is abundance scaring the crap out of you and then creating a trigger in you? Now, however you cope with that trigger, whatever that trigger does, for many of us it will be things such as emotional eating, or turning to alcohol or drugs or something else. But where and why is it triggering this need to numb the experience, to numb the feelings that are coming up? What's so scary for you about being abundant, in whatever form of abundance that you are seeking, whether it's having money? Now, I'm talking money primarily because for most of us, that form of abundance and that trigger is going to be the biggest one. Can I have that money? What would happen if I had that money? How is it going to change my life? Am I even worthy of it? There's going to be something there that scares you. So I'd really like for you today to sit down and have a think about how this is triggering you in your life, and why it really does scare you so much, because there is a really big lesson in there. There's a really big message within that question and the answer that is really going to help you shift and create that change you're looking for. So I would love to hear what comes through for you, and the way in which this really does trigger you. And even just having me ask you that question, I have no doubt that for many of you, there's a lot of feelings going in within your solar plexus, and your intuition's going off, and your gut feelings is like, no, please don't make me answer this. But I would love you to, and I would love to hear your answers. So thank you so much for watching, and drop your comments below. Bye.